Good Sunday evening, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we are going to be talking about what we can expect as we head throughout the rest of December, which we will be tracking the potential for some snowstorms around, which could bring some high totals across much of the north. We will also be watching for high amounts of precipitation across the eastern 2/3 of the country as well. So definitely keep that in mind if you do live across those areas. And I am also using Weatherbell, by the way. So if you would like to try out Weatherbell, make sure to go down below and click the link down in the description, as there is currently a free 3-day free trial currently available on there. So if you guys would like to look at all those weather maps, make sure to go down below and click that link down below if you guys would like to sign up for a 3-day free trial. Otherwise, you can definitely stay up to date with me by clicking that subscribe button, leaving a like down below. Those definitely help out a lot. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. You guys can leave anything down below, as I'm respectful, and I will get to those right after today's weather forecast. But let's first go ahead and give you guys a La Nina update. And as you guys can see, we are going to be tracking the potential for La Nina by the time we get into January, which we do have a pretty high likelihood of seeing one either this month or maybe even into next month, as the Climate Prediction Center is currently forecasting around a 75% chance of a La Nina developing. Those chances will start to go down by the time we get into early spring, but then we definitely could see that neutral phase develop once again as we get into later this winter, and maybe even as late as early spring. So like I said, we will definitely watch it closely throughout this winter. I do still think there's a pretty good chance we get into La Nina during the next few months, which could very well develop sometime later this month after Christmas or even on New Year's Eve. But once again, it still remains uncertain on if we're going to see a La Nina or not this winter, but I do think the chances are pretty decent. So like I said, we are going to be watching that closely. And here's where the water temperatures are right now. Like I said, it does remain uncertain still on if we're going to get a La Nina, but as you guys can see, though, we are going to be tracking that potential for a La Nina, like I said, especially as those temperatures continue to drop down again. It is kind of wild how they've been going up and down towards neutral phase and then all the way back down towards La Nina again. But we definitely, like I said, we'll be watching it closely as those water temperatures once again may continue to drop towards the that La Nina, which is about a degree below average in Celsius. So we're pretty close to that right now. We are actually almost negative 0.8, which is about 3/4 of a degree Celsius below average in the Eastern Pacific. So like I said, we are getting pretty close to a degree Celsius below average in the Eastern Pacific, but as of right now we are right above that. So we're getting close, but not really exactly a La Nina just yet. And if we look at what those water temperatures look like, as you guys can see, we got that strip of blue right there, which once again kind of a little bit above La Nina still, but like I said, we are going to get pretty close to that. So like I said, we will be watching it very closely. It looks like some of this water down south of it could definitely start to surge on into that area, with maybe even a little bit up there from California also surging in. So if those do surge on in, that could definitely make a little bit more of a risk of a La Nina developing this winter, which once again is still uncertain, but we'll definitely watch it very closely. Now, let's go ahead and talk about December, and this is actually what the Weatherbell maps looks like. As you guys can see down there in the bottom left-hand corner, you guys can see Weatherbell on there. Like I said, you guys can get these maps, which look really good and professional if you guys, do a 3-day free trial, like I said, by clicking the link down in the description. It's okay, if you guys don't want to do that, but like I said, though, it's a really good idea, especially if you want to look at a lot of models. And this model right here that we're looking at is showing a lot of snowfall across much of the northern United States as we head throughout December and even into the first few days of January. So this is going to be something to really watch for closely. I am kind of on the Cascades, Sierra Nevadas, all the way back up there into the northern Rockies, seeing a ton of snowfall. The only uncertain area would be this area right here. We could definitely see a lot of lake effect snowfall. We just don't know. We just don't totally know how much lake effect snowfall there'll be, because there might be times where it's not very favorable for lake effect snowfall. So like I said, we will be watching it very closely, as anywhere from about, maybe a foot to 2 feet of snow could be possible around the lakes area. A little bit far down south towards places like the Lower Ohio Valley, Midwest, and even the Central Plains, you guys might get a little bit of snowfall this December. I do still think you guys will have at least a small chance of maybe seeing a pretty big snowstorm or two this December, but as of right now, the European model is only just showing, about 2 to 3 inches overall for December, so that isn't really a lot of snowfall for, an entire month, but it's definitely something, once again, to keep an eye on closely, as we could definitely have, some clippers even roll on down from Canada, bringing some snowfall potential across those areas, which is probably what we're going to see. And then for the precipitation, this is pretty much the same, what we looked at with the snowfall, as this is pretty much for the entirety of December and even through January 2nd. And as you guys can see, we are going to be forecasting well above average precipitation across much of the east. So even you guys far down to the south, even though you guys aren't going to be seeing as much snowfall, especially areas south of Kentucky, you guys down here in places like eastern Texas, back over there into Louisiana, getting down there into the deep south, southeast, and even up there towards North Carolina. So pretty much you guys in this entire area right there will have that potential for well above average precipitation, as we will pretty much be tracking storms that could definitely kind of be like this. So almost a La Nina like jet stream could definitely be possible, and sometimes they'll even be far to the north. So like I said, we will watch it closely, as we are going to be tracking a lot of those storm systems heading out from the northwest, tracking down south, and of course heading up the east coast too as well. So we will definitely once again watch it very closely, so make sure to at least be a little bit prepared for maybe some heavy rainfall at times. But like I said, that still is uncertain as of right now, but we'll definitely watch it very closely, as quite a bit of the models, including this one, does want to show some pretty good amounts of precipitation down there. And then for your overall temperature for December, we are going to be tracking mostly above average temperatures for much of the United States. This doesn't mean we won't see below average, and what this model is really saying is that we're gonna be talking above average temperatures overall. Like I said, there will be times where we see some huge surges of cold air roll on down, but that's only going to be at times, okay? There'll be also times where we see above average temperatures, but once again, there'll also be times where we see those Arctic blasts. So, at least be prepared for both, as once again, we're both going to be tracking that potential for above average temperature overall, and of course some Arctic blasts at times, especially in the east. But, you guys out to the west might experience a little bit of the same, but I do think you guys out to the west could be a little bit warmer than normal this December compared to the east, but like I said, we will definitely watch it closely. And then here's the National Weather Service forecast on this December. Once again, we are going to be tracking some well above average temperatures out there to the west, which, like I said, you guys in the east, you guys will probably see above average temperatures at times, but the National Weather Service is actually saying that there will be a, little bit more of a likelihood of below average temperatures across the east compared to what the European model is showing, which isn't surprising, advertising. Like I said, there will be times with both above and below normal temperatures, but like I said, you guys out there to the west, we got really good agreement on above average temperatures overall, as both, the model we just looked at and as well as the National Weather Service want to show well above average temperature out there to the west. So you guys might not see a lot of snowfall or precipitation, but you guys will definitely be experiencing above average temperatures. And then for precipitation, dry across the southwest with some below average temperatures and below average precipitation continuing along the east coast. So, even though you guys will be below average for temperatures, you guys might still, be experiencing, some drier conditions. It's mainly going to be the north and parts there of the deep south where we're going to be tracking that highest potential for above average precipitation. But even areas in between like the mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and Plains, you guys could still get quite a bit of precipitation this December. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. I will continue to do more upgrades on my channel if you guys will continue subscribing, because once again, I did decide to get Weather Bell, as it is a really good thing, as you get these really good maps, and of course you get to look at all kinds of models and things like that. So like I said, you guys can try it out if you guys will click the link down below in the description, as like I said, they do have a 3-day free trial on it. So if you guys would like to do that, make sure to do that down below. And like I said, of course, subscribe if you guys would also like to stay up to date with the latest on Weather with Sim. Don't forget to leave a like too as well. Does help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. You guys can leave anything down below, as long as it's respectful. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you in the next one, everyone. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.